And joining us for the first time on the program, an old friend of mine, Michael Ventola, joins us. Michael, what's going on, brother?
Look, man, it's been crazy up here in Allentown. Bryce Harper had an unbelievable night. We had a sold-out crowd, 10,100 fans, filled up Coca-Cola Park, and Bryce Harper, big night, wearing an Iron Mutts uniform. So pretty cool stuff.
Just real quick to the Iron Mutts thing, I need to get this out of the way. Why the Iron Mutts tonight?
So pretty much the Iron Mutts is an ode to the underdog. So for dog lovers out there, for the mutts who don't get as much notoriety, stardom, things of that nature. So we wanted to make it as an ode to the underdog. But with that as well, too, we tried to break the record for most dog adoptions in a minor league ballpark. We hit 44. We don't know if it's a world record, but at least we had 44 tonight. It was pretty impressive.
That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. Hey, before we get to the Bryce Harper stuff, I got to ask you about this because here in Philadelphia, Nick Maton was able to get a walk-off RBI single for the Phillies to come back and beat the Reds in the bottom of the ninth inning, which was absolutely incredible. A bunch of things went on there. A couple of guys that, one recently, Nick Maton had some time up there at AAA in Lehigh Valley. Bryson Stott was there not too long ago. Let's start with Maton. When you think back at Maton's time up there in AAA, what jumps to mind?
A kid that can play anywhere. What was nice to see about him, Mark, was that he could play second base. He could play shortstop. He could play third base. And one thing too, which was really nice to see from an at-plate perspective, he could get on base. He had a really good knack for working deep counts, literally causing pitchers to throw 7, 8, 9 pitches per at bat, it felt like. And he was really maturing from his time when he was with the Iron Pigs in 2021 to 2022, at least here to this year. So I'm not surprised he's up in the big leagues. The Phillies certainly enjoy watching him play because he's a kid that can play multiple positions. And like I said, he was able to do that here in Lehigh Valley and really was a big part of the Iron Pigs' success for most of the season. The Iron Pigs right now are in the midst of a division race right now. So, and Nick being a big part of that.
And then also Bryson Stott, he's been up here the whole year. He's been the Phillies' #1 guy when it comes to taking over the shortstop spot, maybe playing a little third base, playing a lot of second base while Gene Segura was out for a long time with injury. What do you remember about Bryson Stott's time up there?
When he got called up at the end of 2021 because with the AAA season being extended beyond where the AA season came to an end, I got to be honest with you. This is a kid to me that could fall out of the bed and just simply hit. He's just, you can see he's got a knack of really why he's going to become a really good hitter in the big leagues. And I think now Philly fans are starting to take that all in. A kid that can hit to all sides. He's certainly showcasing his power. I think for me, when it comes to defensively, I know everyone's asking, is he the shortstop of the future? To me, I think he can be. And I know some may see he's a little tall or he's a little bulky for the position, but I do think he feels the position very well. And though I saw him in limited games, I was really impressed with his ability to play the shortstop position. So I'm not surprised he's having success there now. I figured he would have to go through some growing pains, Mark, as I'm sure you and other Philly fans and media perspectives would understand. But now it seems like he's starting to find his groove, and that's only going to help the Phillies. And it goes to show you what the Phillies think of him. Yes, he is the future, but to straight up just release Didi Gregorius for Bryson Stott at this point goes a long way. And I think that's a credit to Bryson to obviously what he's able to do here with the Phillies.
I'm not going to make any jokes about how Bryce Harper is a farmhand, about how this guy looks like a prospect and all that stuff, but oh my God. I mean, could he have had a better rehab start? I mean, you guys win the game. The Iron Mutts win the game. Bryce Harper hits 2 home runs. One of them is a 3-run home run, his last at bat of the ball game. I mean, really, it couldn't have gone any better than that, right?
He did everything I think the Phillies and fans would want to see out of him. So his first AB, everyone's thinking, no way he homers. Bam, homers. In his first at bat of the game, pulls a beauty, hits one about 375, about 375 feet over the right field wall. And then his next couple of at-bats, he draws a walk, grounds out. So you're able to see him take pitches deep into account, able to see him try to run out a ground ball, and then also, too, him trying to move on the base paths as well, too. Head first slide into third base, gets tagged out, but everything looks good from his end. And then to me, the most impressive at bat was the opposite field home run, because you would have to think with his thumb injury, Mark, that if he's showing that he's healthy, That opposite field home run went about 370, but it jumped off the bat. So really awesome night for Bryce, but more importantly too, you could just see that it didn't take him long to get back into game shape here. It was really impressive to watch him play here this evening.
In all honesty, if you didn't know that he was up there, like if you would have thought it was maybe, I don't know, some exhibition where they were playing their AAA guys, I don't know. Like, would you have known that there was any injury that he'd suffered?
No, not at all. He literally looked like as if that, he's just been playing here with the team all season. Like he just fit in, and he had an opportunity to meet with the media after the game, and obviously just a lot of high praise for work, playing with the guys here. And he of course got the chance to play with a lot of these guys during spring training. So it was nice to see some familiar faces in the clubhouse. So but for night one, you got to be impressed. You just have to be impressed with how he was able to perform on the field.
Hey, look, it's only night one. A lot of times I think what happens is when guys are doing the rehab assignments, especially long-term, we've heard about things with DeGrom, with Scherzer. They do a little something nice for the boys in the clubhouse there. Any word on that? Has he done anything quite yet, or do you expect him to? Just what are you thinking?
I mean, we're expecting him to be here for, as we announced on the other day, we expect him to be here through Saturday. Mm-hmm. Obviously, with all rehabs, Mark, it's day to day, and things can change at any moment. So, but for us, we're ready to come to the ballpark tomorrow and expecting him to actually put on an Iron Pigs uniform tomorrow. It won't be the Iron Mutts. It'll be the actual Iron Pigs home uniform he'll be wearing on Wednesday evening.
Right. So no Rolexes in everybody's locker in the clubhouse, nothing like that yet?
Nothing I have seen yet. So I wouldn't be, he's, and I tell you, it was my first interaction with him. He is a class act. He is a pro's pro. And like, to me, you could just see why he's been embraced by this fan base. He is without question fun to watch. And of course, fun to work with as well.
It's contagious to watch that, man. The excitement is certainly contagious. When you talked about the capacity crowd and all that there in Lehigh Valley in Allentown, just go ahead and set that scene for me. What was it like going to work today, knowing Bryce Harper was going to be in your lineup?
For me, and I've been fortunate enough, to have rehabs in the past. When I was with Reading, was fortunate enough to have Chase Utley on rehab, and that was quite an awesome experience as well. But, when you sit there and you're thinking the reigning National League MVP, you're thinking, okay, there's going to be a lot of eyes and the buzz. See, not only so much just in the stadium, but even leading up to the day, Mark, social media was nonstop. I had media at the ballpark going from 9 o'clock in the morning up until first pitch, just with, the amount of coverage that was here at the ballpark, fans just eagerly waiting to get into the ballpark. And, our ticket offices were absolutely being destroyed by people, calling and visiting. And I say that in a very positive tone.
Sure.
It was awesome. It was awesome to see. And then, just for our staff, luckily, for us, we have the facility, we have a staff that was really able to come together and make it, believe it or not, try to make it as normal of an experience as possible. But once the crowd came in, and when he stepped up to the plate for the first time, there was an aura and a buzz in the stadium that I haven't seen in quite some time. So it was really awesome to kind of see it all come together. I think things now will kind of die down a little bit just from a, frenzy standpoint, but tickets are limited here over the next few days. So if, people who are eager to see Bryce in Allentown, you better get to ironpigsbaseball.com, get your tickets, because it is limited and they are running.
You are a true, what is it, manager of media relations? That's the proper title?
That's me. See, did a little PR come out there, Mark? Did a little PR come out?
It's just a little snuck out. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. That's a lot of bacon sticks you guys are selling up there, huh?
Oh, absolutely. If you next time you come to a ballpark, we'll get some bacon on a stick for you. See, look at that. I'm enticing you. Bring the missus, bring the kids. Let's go.
I need my daughter to have a stick of bacon. For people that don't know, first off, Bryce Harper Bryce Harper going to the Iron Pigs, going to see the Iron Pigs play in that beautiful ballpark. It is pristine. It is an amazing ballpark. You got to check it out. And yes, the concessions are incredible as well. They sell literally a big old slab of bacon on a stick. And if I remember correctly, there may or may not be a little. I think you could do like maybe a jalapeno. Can you do a little jalapeno drizzle and a little maple syrup? A little maple syrup, maybe.
Yes, you can.
Look at us. Look at us.
Look at us. Look at us. We're talking food, talking baseball. If only this were Sunday, we'd have the Sunday pasta. Then we're good to go. So,
yes, of course. Yeah, he's stirring that so it don't stick. Anyway, so you mentioned the Iron Pigs. You guys are in the middle of a division hunt here. You guys are going after all that. So let me ask. There's a couple of names that I want to run by you real quick. There's some top names that are at the AAA level right now. One of them is Eric Miller, a left-handed pitcher. What can you tell me about him right now? Rated the 7th highest prospect in the Phillies farm system.
I mean, you can see why that he was taken to the futures game. He's got a really good repertoire. His beginning here at AAA has been a little rough. He has been giving up some runs here in his first couple of starts, but you could definitely see that, he gets ahead of hitters, though. He's got good movement on his fastball, his breaking ball. So certainly someone that will get things corrected here quickly. We're excited to see him pitch here more consistently because the Iron Pigs just came off a road trip up in Buffalo where things did not go well from his standpoint. So, but Cesar Ramos, our pitching coach, has done a great job with all of our pitchers this year. So I would expect him, once he continues to work with him, he'll be able to turn things around.
And the next one, I'm not even sure I'm saying is it Sonny Sands? Donnie Sands?
Donnie Sands.
Donnie Sands. Okay. Donnie Sands. Sonny Sands might even sound better. But anyway, Donnie Sands. Okay. Another catching prospect in the Phillies minor league system.
So Donnie is a really good hitter. I mean, Donnie is at the point here where his strength is his offense, hits for power, can drive it from gap to gap. But his defense has improved from April to this point. So does a really good job working with pitchers, calling a game. His receiving is improved, and he's got a really good arm too. He can throw out base runners as well. So, but currently right now to Mark, he is behind Rafael Marchand on the depth chart because with Marchand having the experience more being up in the big leagues, but both guys are on the 40-man roster. So, at any point, if hopefully, nothing ever happened to JT or Garrett Stubbs, but if it were ever that case, not only Marchand could be considered, but Donnie Sands could be considered. This was a guy that was in the Yankee system and was, he was perceived pretty high. But what ended up happening was that the Yankees felt like they've had too much. They moved on, and good for the Phillies to pick him up because if he continues to grow defensively, this is a guy that could really be a catcher in the big leagues sooner rather than later.
And finally, Derek Hall returning to AAA play. I really enjoyed watching him at the majors. He just pitched the other day against the Mets. I wasn't too happy about that, but he did. But just seems like a phenomenal guy and a guy that's only going to get better and fine-tune some things, hopefully, again, once he gets back to the AAA level.
Yeah, Hall was having a fantastic season here before he got called up to Philadelphia. 20 home runs, over 60 runs batted in. And his batting average was up around 270, 280. So he's really starting to hit for average in a lot of aspects here to begin the season. And he really just not only just driving the ball, but hitting the ball out towards left field as well too. His defense at first. I think people ask me all the time, what impresses you the most? He's a really good defender at first base. And I know that obviously Reese has got things covered at the first base position, but we're really excited to see Derek back here because I know he'll help us, but I got to be honest with you, I don't think he's here long. I would not be surprised if the Phillies take him back up at some point. So
yeah. September is just around the corner. Michael, always great catching up with you, man. Seriously, it's been too long, and I appreciate you jumping on the line with us. Just for full disclosure, to peel that curtain back for a second, I texted Mike 5 minutes before first pitch. Manager, the media up there in Lehigh Valley. I said, "Hey, can I get you on tonight after the game?" He's like, "Absolutely," just like that. You're a man of many, many talents, my friend.
Well, look, I got to be honest with you, and to anybody watching that is a contemporary, I did it for you, my man. It's been way too long, so I figured this was a great way to get back into your life here a little bit. So.
You're too good, my friend, and a broadcaster in your own right. Don't think I don't know. Michael, always great catching up with you, man. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Really appreciate it. And hey, best of luck to the once and former Iron Mutts and the once again Iron Pigs the rest of the way.
Appreciate it, Mark. And looking forward to hopefully doing this again down the line.
Absolutely, Michael. Thank you so much, brother. Michael Ventola joining us there from Lehigh Valley.